The Child Care and Protection Act. Section 52. Notification of reception of child. That is, you're operating a children's home and you just receive a child into that children's home. Subsection 1. A licensee shall notify the minister in writing of the name, sex, age, and date of reception of every child who is received into his home, and every such notification shall be made within 48 hours after the reception of the child into the home, and shall contain such further particulars as may from time to time be prescribed. So you probably have certain forms that you fill out and submit them or mail them. 2. The licensee shall, after such notification, supply the minister with all such particulars relating to any such child as the minister in any case may require. Section 53. Removal or death of child. Subsection 1. Save where a child is removed from a home under an order of a court. So if it's a court that removed the child, then that case would not apply here. A licensee shall not permit any child to leave or to be removed or transferred from the licensee's home without first giving the minister 7 days notice in writing of such impending removal or transfer, and except in the case of a transfer to another licensed home without first obtaining the written permission of the minister. So you have to apply to the government to say you're going to remove this child, and then your decision may be approved or denied. They may say yes, go ahead, or may say no, do not remove the child. Subsection 2. A licensee shall forthwith notify the minister if any child is absent from more than 24 hours from his home without the permission of the licensee. So that child would be reported as a missing person once 24 hours passed. 3. And by the way, you may hear various cases on the news where persons report their child missing, whether it's from a children's home or their personal home, and they complain that the police says that 24 hours must pass before you make a report. Well, the police would be free to act before 24 hours because 24 hours might be too late to recover that child. Alright. Section 3, subsection 3, a licensee shall forthwith notify the minister of the death of any child maintained in his home, or of the removal therefrom of any such child. Subsection 4. A person who removes from a licensed home without the written permission of the minister any child received into the home commits an offense. So even the parents cannot just come and remove the child. they commit an offense if they do so. Section 54, power to visit and inspect homes. At all reasonable times, A, any person authorized by the minister, or B, an officer of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, not below the rank of Deputy Superintendent, may visit and inspect any home for the purpose of verifying that the home is licensed, ensuring that the home is properly administered, and that the children therein are receiving adequate care and attention. Section 55, warrant to visit and inspect. Where any person empowered under the provisions of Section 54 to visit and inspect a home has been refused permission to a home or to any place where he has reason to believe that an unlicensed home is being maintained. A. B. Reason to believe that there is any contravention of any of the provisions of this part, the terms and conditions of any license, or any decision given by the minister thereunder. So they suspect that the children's home is violating the conditions of its license. Or C, they believe that any child is being maltreated, neglected, or illegally detained. So, here, if that person is refused entry, then he may apply to a justice of the peace, who may issue a warrant authorizing the person or any constable to enter the home or place at any time of the day or night, and with such assistance and by such force as may be necessary to carry out the visit and inspection. Section 56, control over licensed home. Subsection 1. If the minister is satisfied that the management of any licensed home or the accommodation provided for or the treatment of the children therein is such as to endanger or be likely to endanger their welfare, he may give in writing to the licensee concerned such general or special directions with respect to the matters aforesaid, or any of them as he thinks expedient for the welfare of the children in the home. Subsection 2. A direction under this section A may be served on the licensee concerned by being delivered personally to him, or by being sent by post or otherwise in a letter addressed to him at the home, and B, may be varied by a subsequent decision or may be withdrawn by the minister. Section 57. Order to remove child from children's home. Subsection 1. Subsection 2 shall apply in any case where the minister A, in exercise of the powers conferred on him by Section 49, has cancelled or suspended a license or has refused to renew a license, or B, has reasonable grounds for believing that 1. Any home is maintained in contravention of any of the provisions of this part, any of the terms and conditions of a license, or of any direction given by the minister thereunder, or 2. that any child is being maltreated, neglected, or illegally detained in any home. So under these conditions, where the minister suspends or cancels the license, doesn't renew it, or suspects that the children's home operators are contravening the terms of its license, or are maltreating, neglecting, or illegally detaining any child, they may order that the child or children be removed from that home. Subsection 2. Any person authorized by the minister in that behalf may apply to a resident magistrate for an order. A. An order directing the minister to remove any child from such home to a place of safety to be specified in the order, and making any necessary arrangements for the future of the child. Subsection 3. The court may make interim orders under this section upon application made by the minister under this act. 4. Subsection 4. Any order for the removal of any child under this section shall operate as an authority to any constable or other person authorized to execute the order to enter any place at any time of the day or night, and with such assistance and by such force as may be necessary to remove the child therefrom. Section 58. Escape from fit person. Subsection 1. A child who runs away from a person to whose care the child has been committed under this act may A. be apprehended without warrant by a constable or an authorized person as defined by section 13 subsection 2, and brought back to that person if that person is willing to receive that child, and B. if that person is not so willing, the child may be taken before a children's court, which may make an order in respect of that child, as if the child has been brought before the court in need of care and protection. Subsection 2. Any person who knowingly A. assists or induces a child to run away from a person to whose care the child has been committed, that means to run away from the children's home, right? Or B. harbors or conceals a child who has so run away and prevents that child from returning, that person commits an offense against this act. Section 59. Transfer of persons under care of fit persons. Subsection 1. The minister may at any time order a child under the care of a fit person to be transferred to the care of some other person. Subsection 2. Upon a child being transferred in accordance with the provisions of subsection 1, the minister shall cause notice thereof to be sent to the person liable to make contributions in respect of the child transferred. Section 60. Immigration, etc. of children. Subsection 1. Subject to the provisions of this section, it shall be lawful for a child who, by an order under this Act, committed to the care of a fit person, to immigrate or be taken out of Jamaica with the written consent of the minister. Subsection 2. In giving his consent, the minister may impose such terms and conditions as he may think fit. Subsection 3. The minister shall not give his consent unless he is satisfied that a. It would be in the best interests of the child, b. Suitable arrangements have been made or will be made for the child's reception and welfare in the country to which the child is going, c. The parents or guardian of the child have been consulted or such consultation is not practicable, and D. Subject to subsection 4, the child consents. Now we'll look at subsection 4. Where a child is too young to form or express a proper opinion on the matter, the minister may consent to his immigrating or being taken out of Jamaica, notwithstanding that the child is unable to consent thereto. Section 61. Rules relating to fit persons. The minister may make rules not inconsistent with the provisions of this Act or any regulations made thereunder as to a. The manner in which children committed or transferred to the care of fit persons are to be dealt with, b. The duties and supervision of the persons to whose care they are committed and transferred, and c. The sums of which may be payable, that's the money, which may be payable out of the consolidated fund to such persons towards the maintenance and education of children committed or transferred to their care, and different sums may be specified for different cases or classes of case. Section 62. Rights of child in places of safety, etc. We will look at that section in a different video.